feel like I had only reservation. I mean, obviously I was thrilled about working with Pixar. I mean, I've been a diehard Pixar fan forever.
Well, guys, I've been kind of stuck over here in New York, so I've been living vicariously through all of your premiere goings-on. How was the movie the other night?
It was great. It was really fun. It was fun to see so many people get to enjoy it for the first time, and my family flew out. My niece and nephews, who are just massive Pixar fans, were just completely taken by it. And it's just so nice to think about, even in my own youth, what animated movies meant to me, specifically Pixar films, and just really rewarding to watch my niece and nephews go through that same process that I get to be a part of.
Yeah, like making films in general, it's a very slow and laborious process, and being on set, waiting to do things, and just it takes a long time to make stuff. And animations take years, but just being able to like rock through scenes, like 5 or 6 scenes or half a film in a day, is it's amazing. Obviously you got to keep coming back and refining things. It's just it's just a different style of acting. You're not using even though you're still kind of moving when you're in the booth. It's just all about the voice and all the different things you can do with your voice.
A year of work for a 4-minute flight. Isn't that something?
We're all ready if you are, sir.
Well, let's go find out if this...
We got a breach in the perimeter.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, when you're acting in a non-animated film, you want to try and give variety, but at the same time, you have to be conscious of knowing that any take you give could be used against you. You almost want to measure what you're doing because, you have to have an incredible trust in the filmmaker and the producers. When it comes to this, you really have a bit more freedom because it's only one instrument you're using. It's one color that you get to paint with, and so you really get to give this whole range of options, and then trust that they'll take it and make the best out of it. So it's less intimidating to take risks.
Well, Taika, I mean, this isn't the first character you've provided, a vocal performance for. I think Gloody from Rick and Morty is still one of my all-time personal favorites.
Do you want to develop an app? Such a great one. Oh, man, that's one of my favorite episodes.
Are you a big Rick and Morty fan, Chris?
Me? I could do the whole episode, of course. That's the first step in app development. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I love Rick and Morty, and Taika was perfect in that role.
Well, Taika, I'm really happy that people are acceptance of other accents, of people's normal accents, is becoming a normal thing, because back in the day, New Zealand actors or Australian actors would come to the States and they'd have to speak an American accent all day long because they wanted to get it right. And I had friends who would come here and they would be like, "Hey man, welcome to my house." And I was like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing this?" And they're like, "Yeah, because no one can understand our accent, man." So and now just through just the world opening up a bit more, I'm able to do my own accent in all of these roles. It's just me and my accent, which is, I think, fantastic. Have a New Zealand droid in Star Wars? Come on.
Do they?
It's stupid. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
We're being pursued by just a massive robot.
That was utterly terrifying, and I regret having joined you.
Lightyear!
Let all the children do it.
Well, Taika, where does Mo Morrison rank for you among your favorite, vocal performances to give?
Well, all performances are vocal, for a start. I'd say non-facial performances. It ranks up there. I think it's one of my favorites.
Chris, what about you? What was sort of your approach to this role? I mean, obviously, Tim Allen did it very famously in the original Toy Story. Did you have a different approach or different spin to this?
No, I mean, you have to use what Tim Allen did. This isn't like, It's not like playing Batman where you're kind of starting, even though someone else has done it, you're going to make, your own fresh tracks in the snow. This movie is supposed to be, what the toy is based off of. So you have to find that kind of, connective tissue and use what he did as a blueprint and just kind of move upstream.
Did you have any reservations about taking the role when it was first offered?
I mean, I feel like I had only reservation. I mean, obviously I was thrilled about working with Pixar. I mean, I've been a diehard Pixar fan forever, but yeah, obviously it was intimidating and daunting. Look, I'm a fan first. So I love what Tim Allen did. I love what Toy Story meant to me. And so you have to understand that there's going to be a lot of people who have an idea in their head. But I mean, this is like when I signed on to Captain America. You know that there's a baked in the cake fan base, but that fan base is there because they have an understanding in their mind of what the character already is. So you have to honor that when you're making your choices.
Taika, what about you? Did you consider yourself a big Pixar fan coming into this movie?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We were saying the other day about when we first saw the first Toy Story, and I was like, oh man, I remember being a kid and watching that. I was 20.
You were 39.
I wasn't a kid. I wasn't a child. I was a grown-up. But still, it made me feel like a child, and that, it just captured something. And I think really for the first time, I realized that animated movies could be so much more, and they could be emotional. And for a grown-up to watch an animated movie, unapologetically loving animated movies as a grown-up. I'm in my 40s now, and I don't have to have my kids around. I'll 100% put on a Pixar film, and
he doesn't even want them around.
Journey, because they're great. I don't want anyone around. It's always going to be by myself. If anything, Pixar films are meant to be seen alone. Alone in your 40s on a Sunday when you're sad.
Have you ever daydreamed?
Cut that out.
I was curious, have you ever daydreamed about what a Taika Waititi directed Pixar movie would look like?
I don't daydream.
Don't know how.
Think reality. I just don't, I'm not sure. Like, I'm someone who's I am very focused, but man, those things take a long time. And my fears, I'd get distracted halfway through making an animation, wander off. It just takes, I just know how long, it's a lot of hard work, and you've got to have a certain brain that can focus on that for that amount of time.